You probably wouldn't want to be here if you had sensitive hearing. But for the hundreds of girls behind those lung-defying screams, they wouldn't be anywhere else, as their idols, South Korean boy band Super Junior, take to the stage in Seoul. The group was created in 2005 and quickly made their mark on the country's music scene with this song. Soon reaching audiences beyond South Korea and released versions of their songs not only in Korean, but also in Japanese and Mandarin. And there's more to these guys than their numerous hit songs, sold-out concerts and frequently copied dance routines. They also form the basis of 4 smaller groups. But as a whole, they're one of the country's biggest musical acts, and last month were deemed national pop culture icons by the South Korean government. This week on Talk Asia, we're in Seoul with the K-pop phenomenon Super Junior and get the inside scoop with 2 key members, siwon and leeteuk. Leeteuk and siwon from Super Junior, welcome to Talk Asia.
Okay, nice to meet you guys.
Lovely to have you here. Now, the group has just celebrated 5 years together, and for people not familiar with Super Junior, you are one of the biggest boy bands in South Korea, if not all of Asia. How did you come about? How did you form?
Some of us auditioned, and some of us were cast by our management company, SM Entertainment. There are a lot of boy bands in Korea, and they all sing and dance, but we wanted to challenge things and be more innovative. Super Junior was created on the idea that members would not only be able to sing and dance, but could also be radio hosts, actors, and be active in many other fields.
Well, it certainly is an innovative band. There are a total of 13 members, and you all rotate, so you can go off and act, model, present, or even do your 2 years compulsory military service. I mean, this is a really novel and clever idea because it means that Super Junior is always performing. Tell me how this works.
We work in groups, in the band as a whole, and also work on our own. Because the public always wants something new and fresh, we use the fact that we have a lot of members to give them a fresh taste by rotating in and out and working in different groups. By doing so, we hope the group will be able to last longer. Also, it's very important that as public figures, we get as much exposure as possible through the media, which we are able to do through various groups. I believe this will give Super Junior a longer lifespan.
Well, from the original lineup, you've also created 4 subgroups which cover different musical genres. Explain to us how that exactly works.
You said there are 4 subgroups at the moment, but this is not something that is completely fixed. We're expecting to have more subgroups in the future. To briefly explain those 4 subgroups, Super Junior KRY consists of 3 members with strong vocal skills that usually sing ballads. Super Junior T is made up of members who have good entertaining skills and are able to sing what is called the Korean trot genre. Super Junior Happy is literally a group that sings happy and lively songs.
And Super Junior M targets the Chinese fan base and focuses more on localizing the group by singing in Chinese. We also have 2 local members in this subgroup to appeal to our fans in that country.
When you formed that subgroup in China, there was a bit of a backlash from your fans. Why was that?
Korean fans used to have a very strong sentiment about keeping, for example, a band of 5 members as it is, without making changes. But Super Junior was attempting to do something that had never been done before in Korea and didn't take the full group to China. So we broke off into a subgroup. I think the backlash was their way of expressing their disappointment at the fact that all of us were not in that subgroup. And also, because we added 2 local members in China, I think the fans were sort of upset with that. But now, our fans welcome the idea.
지금 같은 경우에 오히려 팬들이 더 반기고 있고요.
You are part of this K-pop, Korean pop phenomenon, which for many in the West, we don't know that much about. And it's spread across Asia, but do you think it will eventually spread across the world?
흘러가고 있다고 좀 감히 좀 말씀드리고 싶어요.
I think that it's fair to say that it is starting to spread across the world, thanks to the internet. People not only in Asia, but in Europe, the US, and all across the world are watching us through outlets like YouTube. They have shown a lot of interest in Korean culture, the Korean wave, and also our music. When I see people not only from Southeast Asia, but also from many other countries come and support us with flags from their home countries, it makes me think that we're doing something right. And if we continue to do what we're doing, our name will be spread across the world. 2 months ago, we performed in Los Angeles, and if we just appealed to Koreans, then I think the audience would have consisted of mainly Korean Americans. But around 80% of the audience was from other countries. The performance was very successful.
How was it received in the US, and how important is it cracking the US market?
Cracking the US market is everyone's dream. In terms of sports, it's like the English Premier League and the Major League in the United States. The Billboard charts in the US have led the culture across the world, which is why entering the US market itself is a great honor to us. The fact that we performed in America and were well received by the public shows that there is hope and the possibility for us to grow, which makes us very happy.
You should also add that we want to break into the Australian market.
Very good. You will be warmly received in Australia, I can assure you.
Hello everyone, this is Super Junior!
Coming up, Super Junior invites Talk Asia for a special backstage look at their concert in Bangkok.
Talk Asia in a
Hello everyone, this is Super Junior! CNN!
What up, CNN? Nice to meet you.
You have made 4 albums and lots of hit songs. Why do you think your music is so popular?
음악이 일단은
I think to begin with, our music is easy to sing along with. When you listen to music from other countries, such as America, Japan, or China, you don't really know what it all means, but you get it based on the feel of the song. I think it's not only because our songs are easy to sing along to, but also because of the enjoyment that people get from watching our music videos or performances, and that's why they love our songs. But personally, I think it might be because the band members are good looking.
근데 정말 곡들마다
I think because all of the songs reflect the character and nature of each member, our fans see the passion and the drive that we have in our singing.
Actually, I wanted to ask you, who writes the songs and where does the inspiration come from?
We're very open in terms of where we get our songs. We work with our management company and welcome songs regardless of who wrote them, if they suit the character of our group.
When you asked before about why our music is liked around the world, well, our songwriters are from other countries like Norway, Sweden, Germany and other corners of the globe. And I think that's why we have fans around the world.
One of our greatest hit songs, Sorry Sorry, was written by a South Korean producer, but a lot of our other songs come from songwriters in other countries.
Dance is also a huge part of your performance. Is that something that comes naturally, or do you have to work at it?
To me, dance seems to be more about the practice. I think even with bad dancers, if they try, they can be good at it. And I think what's even better is people who enjoy what they do.
I don't know if it's an age thing, but leeteuk, as the oldest member, is struggling a bit these days with his moves. It's a bit rough for him.
How often do you train?
Siwon has a very fit body, so all of the other members were motivated by him. Regardless of how late we finish our schedule, we all go to the gym to work out in the hope of looking like him.
No one is quite there yet. In the beginning, it was about carving out a nice body and more for show. But now, I think a lot of us do it to keep fit.
At what age did you want to be a singer and part of a boy band?
This could turn into a long story, but I didn't really want to become a singer when I was young. I found my dream as I was preparing for something else. I don't know about leeteuk, but I know that other members started as early as 13 years old, and some of them auditioned from small towns to become singers.
And leeteuk?
From my mother's womb.
That's when he started dancing around.
You were born to sing?
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Who were your idols while you were growing up?
When I was really young, there was a group that toured Korea called New Kids on the Block. They were really cool. And just like a lot of other people who aspire to become singers, I looked up to Michael Jackson.
Like leeteuk, I loved watching Michael Jackson perform. And this might sound old, but I also liked singers like Tony Bennett and Elvis Presley.
leeteuk, you're 27 years old. You are the leader, if you like, of the band. You're a singer, actor, radio show host. Tell us about the transformation that you have undergone from being the boy next door to being leeteuk, the star that you are.
I was just a normal guy and used to go to school just like everyone else. I was cast by chance, and that's how my life changed in just one moment, just like that. I spent 5 years training at SM Entertainment and experienced a lot of anxiety during that time, wondering if I would actually be able to become a professional entertainer. Also, there is a military service that all Korean men have to undergo that presented some difficulties. Despite all that, I became a Super Junior member after getting through some rough patches, and with it came a lot of fame. While I continue my singing career, I'd also like to become a good show host. Sometimes my life feels like a dream. Sitting here now, doing this interview,